Voilà qu'on a déjà gagné, même si ce soir on perd. On est les kings, vive les Comores!
Il n'y a pas de faute et ce ballon repris par le Camerounais.
Hello and welcome to Channel Sport this morning. It's great to have you join us again. I am Tayo Salam.
I'm Cecilia Omorogben. Of course, you saw celebrations coming from Comoros, despite the fact that they're going home. But the fact that they were able to beat host nation, they kind of scare host nation, almost like a win for them. And then 2-1 scoring a goal against them. That's why having an outfield player as a goalkeeper and also down to 10 men, their captain being sent off, and they had to play the remaining part of the game from 6 minutes down with 10 men. And they ended up beating host nation Cameroon. How brave can Comoros be?
All right, there you go. The indomitable Lions of Cameroon barely surviving Comoros Island, a tiny Comoros Island, to advance into the quarterfinals of the Africa Cup of Nations. Congratulations to Cameroon, congratulations to Comoros as well. Also on the program, still talking AFCON, the Gambia fairy tale continues. This time around, they were able to upset Guinea in their last 16 clash. 1-0, that's how it ended.
Guinea, without Naby Keita, just couldn't bite all through 90 minutes. Also on the program, Madison Keys, for the first time since 2018, she is in the semi-finals of a Grand Slam.
Congratulations to Madison Keys. She was able to take out Krajikova in their quarterfinal matchup. So the American is just 2 wins away from winning her first major. All right, so that's the Australian Open. You're going to get details of that later on the show. There you go, Madison Keys with a big smile after making it into the semi-final of the Australian Open. We'll come back to the Australian Open in the course of the program. But before then, as you all know by now, it's all about the AFCON. Cecilia, it's getting exciting. I'm loving absolutely everything I'm seeing or have been seeing since the round of 16 started. Obviously, apart from the Nigeria match against Tunisia. That's the only one I don't like.
Okay, we already have a team on the tournament. Of course, it's Comoros, and then followed by Gambia. Definitely. We don't know how far Gambia will go, but the fact that they are in the quarterfinals is something to celebrate. Really remarkable. But we'll start off with, of course,
the results.
The results are coming from round of 16. Cameroon and Comoros. Take a look at that first. Then before we dive down into it, because we'll be having 2 guests joining us, one from Limbe and the other one from Yaoundé in Cameroon. Now, that's the result for you right there. Guinea and Gambia. Who could have thought that Gambia would beat Guinea? That's the lowest ranked team in the tournament. They're making their debut. I mean, Tom Saintfiet had done a remarkable thing with this team and being able to make it into the quarterfinals. Gambians are still standing, so their fairy tale run continues. Musa Barrow with a goal on 71 minutes to get that victory for the Gambia, the lowest ranked team, 150th in the world
and they're in the quarterfinals of the AFCON. Elsewhere, the dramatic matchup, eventful matchup between host nation Cameroon and the tiny island of Comoros. It ended 2-1 in favor of the indomitable Lions. They weren't indomitable in this game at all. As a matter of fact,
they were not even like a lion. There was no dominance. There was no lion.
Roar.
There was no roar. Nothing.
More like a meow.
It was just pedestrian. Meow. Yeah.
Well, they got the job done. Thanks to Carl Toko Ekambi, as well as the captain, fantastic Vincent Abubakar.
All right, we're going to be having a Cameroonian journalist joining us, Lawrence Ikede. When the tournament was starting, he joined us also to just have a comprehensive preview of what it was looking like, the expectations Cameroonians wanting to host and also to win. But Ikede is going to join us this morning and tell us what it was like watching that game and looking at how Comoros were playing like Manchester City. And I don't know, I think everyone was thinking what's going to happen in this game, but somehow Cameroon managed to win. Lawrence, good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Welcome back.
Good morning, good morning. It's always a pleasure to be on Channel's television. And I'm back after my intervention, I think, before the kickoff of the show.
Yeah, welcome back indeed.
Welcome back. All right, the good news is the fact that Cameroon are in the quarterfinals, but it was a scare. When you were watching that game, what was going through your mind?
Well, I mean, at one point, I was already thinking about Ghana, the Ghana syndrome. I was like, hey, maybe that thing is coming back to us. You know, this AFCON has been full of surprises, and we were surprised. I mean, before the game, I was in the stands, and people were talking like, okay, it's a field player that will be in the goal keeping position, so I think it will be 5-0, 6-7-0, with the number of COVID-19 cases in the Comoros side. But we were surprised that even after being 10 against 11, the Comoros could still stand. And at one point, the Cameroonian players were less inspired, did not even know how to go about the whole situation. Players walking around, players uninspired on how to go about these Comoros sites. They really managed successfully well the first half, and in the second half, they came out strong and started attacking. We're expecting them to remain in their backyard right up to the end of the game, but they really started attacking and pulled one back, I think, about a flop at that moment. I could tell you that at the end of the game, the fans were not very happy, but I mean, going into the quarterfinals is just the essential as we survived another step of the competition, because this competition, when you see what the Gambia is doing, what you see what Comoros has done so far, and the so-called small nations, and even the shocking win of Tunisia over Nigeria, everything can happen at this AFCON. So at each stage, you have to thank God and give him grace for moving on to the next stage of the competition, no matter the opponent.
Yeah, so it's all about getting the job done, which is what you've done. It was a labored performance. It was uninspiring, but you're through to the quarterfinals, and you can, you know, perhaps progress in the next stage when you take on the Gambia. But one thing is certain, you can't afford to play that way against the Gambia, or else you're going to be stunk. So that's very important. But unfortunately, there was an incident during that game between Cameroon and Comoros, a stampede that has led to the death of at least 6 people, including many more injured. What is the latest on that situation?
Well, we are still waiting for official updates on that situation. You know, everybody wants to watch the game. People say an AFCON comes once in a lifetime. I mean, people have waited 50 years, and now everybody wants to go in for the game. We even found people without tickets, but trying to force their way inside the stadium. You know, with the issue of COVID-19, the fact that the government of Cameroon had put pressure on CAF that they should go away with the issue of vaccination and just let's just do the COVID test. That only a test can permit you to enter into the stadium. It completely changed the it completely changed the way people looked at the tournament, because people weren't going into the stadiums because you had to be vaccinated. But this time, if you did just a negative COVID test, everybody wants to go in there and watch the game. And at one point, the forces of law and the police, they are overtaken by the situation. As even at halftime, people were still pressing to get into the stadium. I think really it gives a bad image of the competition so far. You know, the competition has been hampered by so many setbacks, and this is an additional setback that comes in. But I think we always learn from the lessons. Henceforth, I think security will really be doubled, especially when it concerns Cameroon's games.
Yeah, it's very important. Hopefully we don't see this kind of incidents going forward, as Cameroon is still advancing in the competition. Lawrence, I want to thank you for joining us on the program. All the best to the Lions as they aim to win their 6th AFCON.
Well, it's a pleasure to be on Channels Television. I hope we'll meet on the day of the final with the indomitable Lions on set. Thank you.
Fingers crossed. Cheers. Have a good day.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. That's Lawrence Ikede, Cameroonian journalist joining us from Yaoundé. Obviously, very delighted to see his team through to the quarterfinals. All right, Cecilia.
Heavy game.
Yeah, you know, that unfortunate incident.
Yeah.
He's pretty much tried to say the reason why that happened.
Yeah.
Now, a negative test will get you into the stadium, which means more fans.
More fans.
So perhaps the officials...
Maybe they should have stuck with they stuck with the earlier one, which is no vaccination, no getting into the stadium.
Yeah, but he just said now, I mean, when you're hosting major events, the fans are a huge part of it. Now, the issue then was COVID, you know. But now they've said a negative test will suffice. So many more fans are trying to see Cameroon play, and the officials, obviously, they've got they have the work cut out.
Yeah, control the crowd.
Yeah, they've got to be able to control it.
It's it's a very big stadium. It's massive.
Yeah, it's about 50,000 thereabouts. We had over 60 try to enter. So, anyways, away from that bad news, some of them that know or that knew they couldn't get to the stadium, they found a place. I mean, you could do this as well.
That's the thing. You can
look for
actually
watch the
viewing centers around, and that's what they did here. And that's why these fans are celebrating. I believe when they started watching this game, the confidence was high, thinking, come, we're going to take out these people. Yeah. But somehow, when the equalizer came, I don't know what was going through their mind. And there's a particular time, they were all silent. I'm sure this was when the equalizer came.
Because they couldn't believe what they were watching. It wasn't supposed to be
that's the goal
that
of the
difficult
for me.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be that difficult. But anyways...
Chagama's strike was something else.
Cecilia, let's give massive credit to Chaka Aladu.
Yeah.
What a performance.
Yeah. A left back turning into a goalkeeper. Incredible. And then stuff. He was able to make 2 saves.
I saw more than 2, Cecilia. I saw a double save, which you saw. Then I saw a couple more as well too. You could say they were straight shots and stuff because when you saw what Carl Toko did and Vincent, when they placed the ball very well, he had no chance. You know, but still deserves a lot of credit. The goal, a left back in goal, is just about 1.56 tall, thereabout. You can see he's not a very tall guy.
Very tall guy. Yeah.
I thought he did
but somehow
very well.
It did so well. And if not, Andre Onana actually saved the Cameroon because he made 3 spectacular
fantastic saves.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, point blank saves that most goalkeepers can't even get their hands on.
We could have been talking about something here now.
Do you understand? Historic. That's the most stunning moment.
Major.
You know
I think it's still major.
Let's leave
congratulations to Cameroon. Look at them. They can celebrate now because the tie is over. 2-1.
You beat Comoros and you're
the quarterfinals. Cecilia, they're in the quarterfinals.
That's what is important, right?
Other countries are home already. So let them celebrate. All right, guys.
Let's go back to Cameroon, right? But this time around, we're not going to Yaoundé. We're going to Limbe, the Gambia. I mean, who could have thought about that? That's the lowest ranked team at the Africa Cup of Nations. They've never been to the Nations Cup before. They've never qualified. But right here, they are still there. Why? The big teams, Algeria, Ghana, Nigeria, already home. So a Gambia journalist will be joining us. And Stephen, of course, is celebrating, proudly displaying
Look at that.
the flag.
Look at that.
How you doing? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, and it's a great pleasure to be on Channels TV. Good morning to your wonderful viewers.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you. It's great to have you join us. I don't need to ask you because your smiles, your celebration is infectious. It's actually affecting us right here.
It's palpable. We can feel it.
In Nigeria. Now, what was it like? Making your debut and also still one of the last 8 teams standing.
It's just absolutely unbelievable. And we come into this tournament as underdog and debutants. We weren't even expecting to cross or even go home with a point. But absolutely, it has been amazing from the Scorpion players, looking at how the government chipped in to take them into Dubai for a pre-training camp before they could get into Cameroon. It's something that I think it's yielding fruits for the nation, and everybody back home is just absolutely proud of this performance that the boys are doing. Well, you look at back their previous game compared to yesterday, it's one of the best games so far they have played in this AFCON, because normally the coach will always come with a tactic to defend from his opponents, but it's just absolutely unbelievable. And deep down in my heart and everybody back home is just celebrating this achievement, and we writing history game by game.
Interesting. I love the fact that you said you guys will obviously be taking it game by game. Of course, next up for you are the host nations, Cameroon. But we'll get back to you on that after we take a short timeout.
We still have...
I think we still have Stephen. We're supposed to go on a break, but Stephen Pera is still with us. Stephen, let's just continue with the discussion. We're talking about Gambia meeting Cameroon next. And, of course, it's going to be a tougher game for you guys simply because of, Cameroon, the host nation, with the way they struggled against Comoros. Will the Gambians stand a chance of making it past Cameroon?
Well, we're not underrating them, and like the coach will always say in his pre-match press conferences, he gives maximum respect to any team that comes his way. Normally, where he pegs himself is he look at his ranking and then give the maximum respect to the opponent that he is facing. Now, looking at Cameroon as the host nation, our fear will just be hope they will not play the game before the actual game, that is COVID-19, which where they normally, the results doesn't favor the opponent compared to them. Since the tournament start, we haven't ever seen Cameroon or players from Cameroon testing positive when it comes to COVID-19. So then when CAF chips in and play fair play, if they could give us the chance to go on the private test, that would be a pleasing way for us. But getting on the host nation was something that we ever wish to have in this tournament. And here it comes in our way. And I am telling you from today, and you can bank it, and you get back to me, that we will see ourselves in the semifinals. We see how they play, and we know how they play, and we will attack them exactly the way they arrange themselves in the pitch.
Wow. That's interesting, and that's a bold one coming from Stephen right there. Stephen, hang on for a second. We're going to come back to you after this break. You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. We still have a Gambian journalist who is very, very excited to be on the show. Stephen, you've already made a very bold prediction that you're going to be in the semifinals, which means you're going to sting the Lions of Cameroon to do just that. Fingers crossed, we'll see how that pans out. But I want to talk about someone who's been very instrumental to this success for the Gambia, Tom Saintfiet. I imagine when he was appointed in 2018 as the coach, I don't think any of you all saw this transformation coming.
Yes, absolutely. You are right. This is something that when you get back home, everybody will accept the fact that when Tom was appointed, we haven't seen like we will reach to this place. Today, his appointment back home, many people criticize Tom for always bringing in a defensive formation each time the Gambia plays any team they are to face, being it on an international friendly or whatever game it will be. Normally, we hardly see Gambia attacking. And then we have those caliber of young players. You may know that some of them are playing in Italy and they are attacking players. But back home, we will always be seeing them defending. And the Gambian team, what I love most about them is they will defend like a family and attack like a family. But then Tom's achievement with these young players is just absolutely amazing. It's just unbelievable. We don't know how to describe this. The feeling deep down in us and every Gambian back home, even the president will have to spare his time despite his busy schedule as the leader of the nation. He will sit to watch the full 90 minutes to see how the Scorpions battle it out in this AFCON.
Interesting. I was going to mention, I mean, you've talked about the young players, and you have to say, headlining that list, that young, that young squad is Musa Barrow. Musa Barrow is already a national treasure, hero before the competition, and I imagine his stock has even risen higher after what happened yesterday.
Yes, for those of us who knows Musa, ranging from local football, that was we call Nawetan in Gambia, Musa have been just absolutely amazing player. So growing up in Gambia, we knew what he could do, and then leaving Gambia, going into professional football, you could see the transformation in him. If you look back the past games he played in this AFCON, you could see he has been the leading man in the team. And he is, I could say, he is the stylish man. Once Musa click, everybody in the pitch will click. But if Musa goes completely lost in the game, it's always been a difficult moment for Gambia to regroup again and move forward. But once you give him and you allow him chance to play in that pitch, well, you will have to pay the price. Because if you look at, he is the only player in the squad in this AFCON that hits the woodwork 2 times in our game. So he's just a talented, I could say, he's a gift for Gambia. We have many of Musa's caliber in the bench, but probably we yet to see them. And I know with the number of young players we have, if the Gambia or the Football Federation could keep them together, I think absolutely in years to come, we will be celebrating differently from what we are currently celebrating in Cameroon here.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, I know you guys are still celebrating, but what will be a huge success for Team Gambia? I mean, if you lose out at this stage, everyone will still celebrate the country.
Yes, I am. I could tell you, like, I am seeing it like when I just started to be in journalism. We used to have, there are 3 players in the team. They are the oldest players in the team. They used to play in the under-17 team when Gambia was beating, Brazil in Peru. The same success that is following this national team was the same success that marries that under-17 team I am talking about. So we progress in game by game and we write in history game by game. You all knew that this is our first appearance in a continental football. None of us, or even you down there in the main studio, would have believed that we'll go back home to Gambia with a point, knowing how we are ranked in African football and FIFA. But coming here, beating these big teams, what will the most painful part will be when we are back again to play the qualifiers for the next African Cup of Nations 2023 for Ivory Coast. Gambia will have to go and play preliminary rounds. Now, today, if we happen to be crowned champions, we'll still have to go back and play the preliminary rounds, which is something that I think CAF should look into.
All right, I hope CAF will obviously look into that, because we want to keep saying Gambia qualifying for a continental championship, and even, who knows, qualify for the World Cup. Thank you so much, Paul Stephen Pera, for joining us this morning.
It's my pleasure, and I will always love to be in this beautiful platform.
Cheers, keep rocking that heart.
Thank you. I mean, Tayo, a great one.
Not much
to add to it because the Gambians, whatever happened from now, I mean, they've achieved a whole lot, qualifying and also getting into the last 8.
So, like Paul has said about the quarterfinal matchup against Cameroon, if Cameroon play the way they played yesterday,
they will be
against
totally
Comoros,
beaten.
they will get stung. The Scorpions are carrying a lot of venom right now. What we've seen from them, Musubara and the likes. So Cameroon, they've got the work cut out for that quarterfinal matchup, and should make for a very interesting match indeed. Let's move on with the show now, and let's talk about today's set of fixtures, starting with Senegal taking on Cape Verde and Morocco. As the Atlas Lions will be taking on the Flames of Malawi. Let's see how those games will pan out. Cecilia, Senegal, not impressed, not been impressed with them at all through the group stage. But it's a different ball game now. You know, all their star players, the Manes and the Gays, all those guys will be looking to, you know, step up their game, you know, for this round of 16 clash against Cape Verde, because the Cape Verdeans are a very, very good side as well. So we've seen them all through the competition and kind of underestimates them. If you do that, it's going to be at your own peril. So, Celia, having said that, I don't know. It's close to call again. Too close to call. But
it's
you would
close
think...
before AFCON, yes. Before AFCON, you could predict this match.
Straight away. Senegal.
But right now,
Zad.
I can't. Because Teranga Lions, I mean, they've not been firing on all cylinders. I mean, only one side in terms not to have conceded. I mean, how many goals have they scored to start with? You haven't, I mean, how many goals have they scored? But at the end of the day, they won just one game. They won one game, 5 points, and got into the round of 16. And the only game they won, the goal that was scored was 97th minute. I mean, they haven't conceded a goal, but then they scored just one. And then they have 5 points and got into the round of 16. Yes, Tunisia also struggled, just one game. That's the difference. But this one, they also won one game, and they're not scoring goals. They're creating chances, they're not utilizing their chances, and then they're facing Cape Verde, who you really can't predict. So it's going to be a tough game for Senegalese. They need to win this or they go home. No second chance.
That's how it is. I will see how this game pans out later today. The Teranga Lions of Cameroon taking on Cape Verde. Let's move on to the other game between Morocco and Malawi. That's another interesting game in prospect. The Atlas Lions go into this one as favorites. There you go. That's their coach, very experienced, vastly experienced coach, leading out the likes of Sophia and Buffal and Ashraf Hakimi for this game against Malawi. Cecilia, this looks a bit more straightforward. Morocco, with all their experience and all their star players, you think should have enough to douse the flames of Malawi. But based on what we've seen in this competition, it is so difficult to just, discount anything, to write anything off. If you do that, it's going to be at your own peril. So we'll see how this one pans out as well. To the Malawian coach has had a few things to say, concerning this competition. Of course, he's looking ahead to the game against Morocco, but he's also been talking about their treatments at the AFCON.
He's not happy with that.
Not at all.
Fantastic players all over Europe. They play very good football, extremely good coach. So I cannot see, too many weaknesses. I just see, our strength to be, organized and to try to play as best as you can. Some teams, like us, are second-rate citizens. And I was seeing today, for example, the coach from Gambia complaining about the facilities. We've been staying in the same facility before, and it was absolutely shocking. We had, would you imagine, by the way, Sadio Mane or Harry Kane having their underpants and their, clothes to be washed by themselves and to hang on the bushes? You never do that. But Malawi had to go through that. Would you imagine that, not having enough food and us complaining about food? Yes, we did have that.
It's very unfortunate that we are taking as underdogs. I think we, as Africa, we need to be treated equally. Senegal, Nigeria, and all other teams, we need to be treated equally.
It's all about equal treatment. Cecilia, one thing is certain. The Malawians are going to be playing tonight with a chip on their shoulders because they already feel disrespected already. They already feel like they haven't been treated properly. You know, so yeah, they'll come into that game like, yeah, we're going to show this guy. Let's show everyone. That's we're all the same. Right? We're all the same.
Let's see if they can do that on the pitch. That's what is important.
Fingers crossed.
This is their 10th game in this competition. As the whole of Africa Cup of Nations, they won just 2 games. Against Senegal, it was a draw, goalless one. But then they've been able to beat Zimbabwe, and that's how they got here with 4 points. And now they'll be facing Morocco. Morocco were able to beat Ghana and also Comoros. Then it was a draw against Gabon. So, as we mentioned earlier, Moroccans are obviously favourites. All right, let's end the AFCON segment right here. And, of course, after this timeout, we will be talking about Nigeria Professional Football League, the 2 games that were played on Monday. All right, let's talk about the NPFL, Nigeria Professional Football League match day 8 concluded on Monday. And Rivers United are back to the top of the table. They won 3-1 against Heartland. Heartland, Rivers were just heartless, 3-1. And, of course, Gambia United and Niger Tornadoes ended 1-0 in favour of the home team.
Yeah, so great wins for Gambia as well as Rivers United. And like you've said, they're back on top. But that's... You know, that sport could just be temporary because Remo Stars have got the game to play. And, you know, if they win that game, they will be going back to the top of the log. I've seen a lot of not a lot, I've seen a few pundits, NPFL analysts out there starting to tip Rivers United, you know, as favourites for the NPFL. They've had a great start, but it's a marathon. Still a long way to go. Still match day 8. I think it's way too early to start talking about favourites for the title right now. All right, guys, so that's it for the NPFL. Let's get on with the show, and let's take a couple of steps down and talk about the Creative Championship. Cecilia, that's for nationwide league sides, NLO sides.
Yeah.
They've been playing as well, too. They're on match day 2 already.
It's like the league started. Remember, we have the creative director. Yeah, was on the show, talked about the fact that the games have started already. Yeah. But then we'll just take a look at the results coming from week 2, where you have Imperial and Emidinho. It was Imperial winning by 2 goals to nothing. Danas and Bagada winning by a lone goal. Beyond Limits, 4-1 over Dino SC, and Igomu and Valiant had to share the spoils there. 2-2 it ended. Atlantic Business and Broad City, it was 3-1. The Atlantic Business, mini business here, winning by 3-1. The Creative Championship League is already started, so we're already in week 2. And of course, those who won are obviously excited with their victory. Bagada, for instance, coach Olajide Akinyelu, he was excited with that victory. Akibu also was one of the scorers of the game. Was a fantastic one for them because you know how it is for you to be able to beat a team away from home. I was seeing pictures from some of those games. That's a very good goal scored right there. Cecilia, it's good to see these guys playing. It's good to see that their league is running smoothly while they wait for the NLO to kick off whenever that is. It's a great platform for all these young players. Like we always say, if you neglect the grassroots, then there's a very good chance you're definitely going to fail. And so congratulations to all of those guys involved with the Creative Championship. Let's get post-match thoughts now coming from 2 of the teams. We're going to listen to the coach of Imperial as well as that of Bagada FC.
3 points, another clean sheet. Performance-wise, we're not close to where we used to be before the break. And if we can still grind out results when we are not up to 50% yet, then I think it's still something we can smile about. But what it means is we're going back and we'll keep working out because the next game is another tough one.
Impressive performance from my boys. Yeah, I told you before the game that you guys should expect the best from them, and they were able to bring out the positive best from them. And the most important thing is we were able to secure the 3 vital points. Tactically, we were better. yes, in possession, out of possession, we try to control the affairs of the game. Yes, and at the right moment, we were able to go forward, to attack, and we were able to be clinical today. And we did an impressive thing today. We didn't concede any goals. Yes, this is the first time that is happening in TCC League. I'm very, very happy for the performance of the players.
As a very excited and very happy coach of Imperial, 2-0 win over Medina, of course. When you win a game and you don't consider goal, usually coaches are very, very happy with their team and their players. So, good one for them.
Yeah, it's a good one. I haven't lost their first game, so the second one, so he said it's a good one for them. So stayed on 3 points, only beyond limit, and Bagada FC that won 2 games, 100% record. Yes, it's still very early.
It's too early, of course.
So we'll see what's
But there's nothing wrong with starting, you know.
That's what is important, right?
Yes,
starting
you can start well.
And of course, end well.
Yeah, start well, end well. In the middle, you can have a bit of a wobble, but then not too...
You pick up.
Not too bad, and wobble onto the points where you can't get up again. So anyways, week match day 2 of the Creative Championship. We're looking forward to match day 3 already. Let's go to England, the Premier League. In case you missed it somehow, the Tinkerman has been sacked by Watford after just a few months in charge. I'm talking about Claudio Ranieri. He's been shown the door at Watford. The Hornets are worried that they might get relegated, and they've decided to make this move. The Pozzo family, Cecilia, they're so happy to pull the trigger. They're so quick to pull the trigger.
They don't even wait.
Once they notice or once they feel like something is going wrong, or the results are not coming, you're gone.
This is the 4th coach they're using the season.
It's ridiculous.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
Count.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, now we heard that former England boss Roy Hodgson is being tipped as the coach that will replace him. I mean, this guy just came on October, right? 10 defeats in 13 games. Not a good result. Yeah,
it's been a wretched run. That's the fact. You can't change that one. The owners obviously are starting to get worried. They don't want to go into the championship, and that's why they've decided to make this move. Roy Hodgson apparently is being lined up to replace him. Claudio Ranieri. Roy Hodgson, of course, we know
74? I thought he has retired from coaching.
So, I don't know. I guess
is he coming back to handle this headache?
I guess he's missing the game. It's very hard for coaches and players, as a matter of fact, to leave the game. So when they tell you they retire most times,
really?
I'll take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
Fergie did, and of course, Wenger did, and then?
Anyways, fingers crossed. Let's see. Let's see if that move is going to be, ratified, and Roy Hodgson might just be the next guy to try and help the likes of Emmanuel Dennis avoid relegation, because we want to see Nigerian players playing at the top flight. There's also Ogenekare Tebo as well too in our side. So I don't think any Nigerian really wants Watford to go down, despite what we've seen on social media because of the issues between.
Come on, stop the hate, guys. These guys are obviously players. They're humans. I mean, they're professionals. So, it happens. But then, no matter what it is, if you check what Watford have done since 2019, when Javi Gassi, that has been their longest-serving coach, when he was fired in 2019, since then they've had 5 coaches. 5. So players that are going into the club, I think they will just have to be very careful, because you don't know how many coaches will be in charge of the team to the end of the season.
Cecilia.
But hopefully they survive relegation, as you mentioned earlier, because we have Nigerian players. They want Watford to be like Wolves. The way Portugal, you have Portuguese players. Most of them are playing for Wolves, so Nigerian players are in Watford. Maduka Okoye is joining them at the end of the season. So it tells you a whole lot.
We're
of course,
our
fantastic captain.
The guy in France as well, the winger, name beats me now. We're hearing links with him as well.
He's also joining.
Yeah, so we'll see before the end of the transfer window. But that is the story. Claudio Ranieri is no more at Watford. Roy Hodgson is being lined up to replace him. Claudio just 3 months and he's gone. But then the owners of Watford have got a reputation for pulling the trigger very, very fast. So this hasn't come as a surprise to anyone following the team. Okay, guys, we need to go on a break. Right about now, we need to go on that break. When we come back, we've got updates for you coming from the Australian Open. Madison Keys is through to the semifinals. Rafael Nadal as well too was involved in a thriller against Dennis Shapovalov. I've got details of that for you. That's going to be after this break.
Obviously, it means a lot to her, especially the fact that she hasn't been to the semi-finals of the Grand Slam for 4 years. It's the first time in 4 years, so that's how she's really very excited. Another good news is the fact that Rafael Nadal was taken to 5-set tie against Denis Shapovalov. We were watching that game thinking in 3 sets, Nadal will be done. But Shapovalov somehow won 2 straight sets on the bounce. Of course, Nadal had to dig deep to be able to get something out of that.
Yes, that was getting a bit worrying for Rafael Nadal. 2 sets up, and your thoughts, it's going to wrap it all up in the 3rd set. But great fighting spirits from Denis Shapovalov. You can never underrate or count that guy out until it's over. You know, came back, won the next 2 sets, and we had to go to a decider. Of course, Nadal had too much in the tank for the young Canadian. So Nadal, another step closer.
2 wins away from 21st Grand Slam. I'm excited for him, really.
Okay, so that's it for the Australian Open. Tomorrow is another day you can join us for updates on the first major of the year. Let's quickly go to the NBA and tell you about the games that went down this morning. Just the 4 games that were played, and we have wins for the Cavs over the Knicks. Kevin Love with 20 points in that victory. Also recorded a critical late 3-pointer that helped the Cavs hold on to a 95-93 victory. Elsewhere was the Pelicans recording a 4-point win over the Indiana Pacers. Devontae Graham with 25 points, while Josh Hart added 22 and 10 rebounds. The Bulls, 1-point victory over the OKC Thunder. Nikola Vucevic, 26 points and 15 rebounds in that victory. The OKC Thunder tried to rally to get the victory. By the end of the day, they were silenced by the returning, this guy's returned now. His name beats me now. I can't remember his name. Anyways, good victory. Zach LaVine, Zach LaVine came back and was very instrumental to that victory for the Bulls as well, too. While the Suns have extended their winning streak to 7 after they defeated the Utah Jazz 115-109. Devin Booker, 33 points. Chris Paul, 15 of his season high, 27 coming in the 4th quarter. So Chris Paul was very, very clutch in that victory. Paul missed a triple-double after recording 14 assists and 9 rebounds as well. Let's take a listen, get the post-game thoughts of Devin Booker.
Just making shots, man. I'm going to keep shooting even tonight, man. I got him up. I got him up and didn't make as many as I wanted to. You know, but that's the nature of the game, you know, having a short memory and just keep going. I told you earlier today, you know, it resulting in a win always helps. And, you know, just having fun out there, you know, having fun through it all, having fun with this team, everybody that's playing, just high energy. It was a great crowd in there tonight. And, you know, I just had a lot of fun.
That's Devin Booker right there, helping the Suns improve their NBA best record to 37 wins and just 9 losses. We saw it a couple of years ago in the bubble that the Suns were coming. A lot of people thought it was just a fluke. But what did they do last season? They got into the finals. Now, this season, they're the best team in the NBA, and they're looking good for another sport playoff in the Western Conference Finals.
And the last time they had this kind of run was 2006, 2007 season as a franchise record. They will be meeting same team again, Jazz on Wednesday, right?
We'll
see if they can extend that
Jazz
to
will definitely not want to lose.
38-9.
They want to lose back
Jazz
to
having
back.
a poor run and Suns not losing. So the favor 8 for them. And Chris Paul with him getting in the game and also having a couple of 3-pointers to respond to when Jazz were leading shows how good it is. So just 1 day to rest. On Wednesday, they go again.
They go again on Wednesday. Let's take a look at the top performers before we leave the NBA and go to the papers. Just the 2 of them. Devin Booker first, 33-7-3 in a victory over the Utah Jazz. And next up is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is having a great season as well, too, for the OKC Thunder, 31-3-10. Fortunately, they lost by a point against the Chicago Bulls.
Can be very painful.
Of course it is. 1-point loss hard to take.
Yeah. Okay.
Time for the papers
right now. All right, I'll start with the Sporting Sun here. Sporting Sun, yes, you have it. Cause of Eagles' loss exposed. This is according to Jeje Okocha.
What is it?
Team lacked leadership. Tunisia took advantage of our mistakes. That's what, according to Guavoin. And we clipped Super Eagles' wings. Tunisian coach. All of them front page of Sporting Sun. Aribo, Leon, Balogun hurting after AFCON exit. Of course, because they wanted to stay till the finals.
Yeah.
But then it just doesn't to be.
Seeing the pictures are coming from camp.
Yeah.
The players look
dejected.
Yeah, heartbroken. You could just see it.
They didn't see that coming.
They weren't expecting to be coming back after the first knockout stage.
Just no second chance. So,
yeah.
All right, another one here. Juve enters Man United talks for Martial.
Juve?
Okay. Yes.
Martial, is he not supposed to be on his way to Sevilla or something? Like, where's that coming from again? It's very interesting.
According to most pundits, they said he's a lazy player, and Jose Mourinho also, echoed that he's very lazy. Yeah. So going to Juve, I'm not sure. Spain will suit his style of play, or France. More.
I think he's on his way to Sevilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wenger opens the door to PSG move. I just mentioned that some coaches have retired and then they don't want to come back. And then I'm saying this.
But
okay,
Cecilia, Wenger has made no secret about, if there's an opportunity,
he will
come back to the game.
But will he want to go to PSG?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Obviously not. I'll be very surprised if that's the case.
All right. Okay, Tayo, Complete Sports.
Okay, let's go to Complete Sports now. Kanu, that's Wanko Kanu, Eagles legend, says let's forget about the AFCON and go qualify for the World Cup. He's also praising the Eagles and that they should learn from their mistakes. Of course, they have to. That's what you do if you want to improve. Don't blame Okoye for Eagles' exits. That's according to Kenneth Omeru, of course, defending...
It's a collective. You win together, you lose together. I'm using the words of the Super Eagles media officer, Babafemi Raji, right now. Win together, lose together, and take the L with a big heart.
There's really no reason to be scapegoating
anybody
for that particular situation. Goalkeepers make these mistakes from time to time. Allow Guavoin to take charge of Eagles World Cup playoffs. That's according to Agawa as well as Ike Shomu. Cecilia, I'm not sure about that. We haven't heard anything from the NFF. So we'll be waiting for Pinnick and Co to, let's know the way forward.
Have a say on that. And the thing is that Guavoin has gone back to his normal position, which is the technical director of Nigerian Football Federation.
Exactly.
That's where he was asked to just step in to take the Super Eagles to AFCON, and he had done that, so he's back to his normal position.
All right, still on Complete Sports.
Until we hear from NFF, then we can categorically say maybe he will be the one to take it. But there's nothing coming from there.
Yeah, but this is
just back to his normal job.
This is just Ike and Agawa saying they should let him. Yeah.
So what happened to the appointment of Pesero? Will he now wait till after qualifying for the World Cup and now take Nigeria for the World Cup? He should, if he's going to come in, he should do the business of qualifying Nigeria for the World Cup and also going. But if he's not going to take charge of the game between Ghana and Nigeria, then there's no point having him.
All right, so World Cup playoffs, Ghana to Leo, Hudson Odoi for Eagles clash. I thought this guy's
Hudson Odoi is a Ghanaian, so he posted a picture on Twitter and said he was going home.
Is that where they get to this from? Because this guy's played for England already.
He plays for England, so I don't know where they're getting that from. Come on, he's an English player. So just
and this very surprising one, Balotelli makes return to the Azzurri.
It was shocking.
After 3 years out. So Roberto Mancini bringing him back. And good news from the boxing world. Anthony Joshua denying that he's accepted to take some money to step aside for Tyson Fury to take on Alexander Usyk in a unification bout.
Love that.
I like
that. All right,
Tayo,
we got to leave here.
That's it. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I'm Cecilia Mogbe.
I'm Tayo Salam.